Good morning, friends. Hello, good morning. I'm just coming to you with a little mindset fun time. Hopefully, Be Live and Facebook will allow us to continue. I know this wasn't planned, but I will keep this in the topic. So if you want to refer back to this to get the information, it will be under lives in the topics on the right-hand side of the group. So I talked a little bit about this when I came back from the cabin last week, but I want to go into this a bit more. And if you saw my Instagram post today, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So one of the activities from one of the books that I was reading was called, the book is from Denise Duffield-Thomas, and the book is called Get Rich Lucky Bitch or something. Get Rich Bitch, something like that. Anywho, in the book, there is a segment where she talks about standing in front of the mirror, looking at yourself and saying, this is what a wealthy woman looks like, or whoever's, standing in front. This is what a wealthy person looks like. This is what a wealthy man looks like, whatever. And so I did that while I was at the cabin, and I couldn't say it without laughing, because it made me so uncomfortable. That told me that my brain doesn't believe that to be true. There's like a disconnect between what I'm saying and what my brain is interpreting, which allows me to notice these kinds of things. So I was thinking about this from just a general perspective of how everybody wants to be something. Some people want to be more confident. Some people want to be a successful business person. Some people want to feel worthy, valued, whatever. And the problem is that the fact that we're wanting it tells us already that we maybe have a belief that we are not. And so this activity is really good to do to see how it feels when you stand in front of a mirror and say the thing. Now, it does feel a little silly saying anything out loud to yourself, but I encourage you to try this. So whatever the thing is, you're like, oh, I wish I was more, whatever it is. For me, it was wealthy, like seeing myself as a wealthy person. So that way I would start to behave like a wealthy person. Because the thing is, you won't shift your behavior until you shift your belief. It's just the way life is. And because otherwise what happens is, if what we're saying is contradictory to what we believe will always win, which means as soon as in the case of wealth, as soon as I start amassing money, it goes against my internal belief that I am not worth that money. So I will do whatever I can to get rid of it. I will spend it. I will give it away. I will reject money from people and so on, because that maintains that comfortability within my brain and my mind. So if I truly want to see myself as a wealthy person, then I have to tell myself that this is what a wealthy person looks like. Go read my Instagram post for more information on that. But so I wanted to encourage you to also do this as a mindset activity for yourself, because most of us in the morning is when we look at ourselves in the mirror while we're waiting for the shower or whatever. So let's say you want to be more body positive. Let's say you want to love yourself more. Maybe you want to see more value in yourself. Whatever the thing is that you want more of, I want you to stand in front of the mirror and say, this is what a worthy person looks like, and stare at yourself and see how it feels in your body when you say that thing. If it makes you really uncomfortable, that means that you need to be saying that more. And one of the reasons for that is not just what we learned when we were younger, but also it has to do with what we've been taught about bodies that look like our bodies. So for me, saying this is what a wealthy woman looks like, it was contradictory to the image that my brain had of what a wealthy woman looks like, because we've been fed a very specific image of what wealthy looks like, especially in terms of women. And I did not match up to that image. So my brain is like, no, you're not. No, That's not, look at, here's the picture. This is not you. So for you, you might have a visual of what a confident person looks like. And it might be somebody that has we're just going to go to the body side of things. If you're confident in your body, you might assume somebody that is super athletic and, they exercise a lot and they eat a certain way and all this stuff. You would assume that is confidence or health. And so when you say this is what a healthy person looks like, and you're looking at yourself, which may not look like what the representation is, there's going to be an uncomfortable moment there. And so you're not going to believe it. What that's telling you, though, is that this is a belief you need to work on. So that's why I want to encourage you to do this activity with something that you think about yourself that you need to be more of, or again, it's what you think you need to be more of. It doesn't mean you have to. It just means a belief that you have is telling you that I need to be more confident. I need to be more wealthy. I need to be whatever, when in fact, you already are that thing. So, but we have to train our brain to understand that. So every day you look in the mirror and you'll say, this is what a confident person looks like. This is what a wealthy person looks like. This is what a healthy person looks like. Because the thing is, health is a good one to choose, actually, because health looks different to everyone. So for you training your brain that health looks like whatever your version of health is, that's so important, because that opens up your mind to understand that health looks different than the one way that we've been taught that health looks, because health doesn't have a look, right? Sorry, I'm getting excited. I had some yogurt and it just is like hanging out. Okay, so does that make sense? So yeah, so whatever the thing is that you keep telling yourself, oh, I need to be more of this, I need to be more of that, I want you to start telling yourself that you are, and that this is what, when you look in the mirror, this is what this type of person looks like. And that's going to open your mind to understanding that the representations that we've been fed about status, about health, about privilege, about, maybe not privilege, I won't use that word, health, status, things like that, the representations we've been fed are not actually true. Your brain just needs to be expanded to understand that there's different ways that it can look. And this takes practice. But this is also why I encourage you to diversify the bodies and the people that you follow on your Instagram. If there's some, or Facebook, or wherever you hang out, if you can see people doing the thing or being the thing that you desire to be, and they look more similar to you, chances are that's going to break down the belief system that people like you can't do or be or have that thing. Does that make sense? So it starts with us saying it, us doing the work, but also diversify and looking for other people like that. But once you start looking, the thing is, then you'll start to find people, and your world just opens up, and like, it just is so much better. But anyways, this is a practice that I do with the things that mindset areas that I'm uncomfortable with, like wealth and money and things like that, and professionalism, success, like these belief systems that I have, like, oh, people that look like me aren't, like, we don't see them as thought leaders or whatever, was a thought that I had like literally 2 years ago or last year. And that's not fucking true, And so I'm just seeing, by having that belief, I'm choosing what I'm looking at. So I want to choose to look at something else. And if you cannot find somebody that looks like you doing the thing or having the thing or becoming the thing that you want, then you become that thing simply by having these conversations with yourself in the mirror and say, this is what a successful photographer looks like. This is what a passionate creative looks like. And that will train your brain to understand that this representation, this bodily representation, equals that thing that you're telling it. Is this making sense? So that is your morning mindset activity that I want for you. If you start doing this, you will notice a big difference. I promise you. Also, while I'm here, I want to say thank you to everyone that signed up for the Empowerment for Everybody course. I apologize that it was released a day early. This is why it is a beta test, so we can get our systems in place, and I can make sure that the next time I launch it, I don't give away the link for where to sign up. So there's that. And then those of you that didn't get in, so I know there was a lot of people that were like overseas. So the time difference, they were sleeping when I started talking about it. And so what I'm thinking I might do as well in the wintertime, once I get done the beta test, is I'm going to run a course specifically with the with the other side of the world in mind, in terms of times that we host our classes and things like that. So that one would be more specific to like UK, Australia, New Zealand. We had some people from all over the place actually wanting to get in. So that's something that I'm thinking to do, because that's one thing that I know that is also missing quite a bit. So yeah. Oh, yay. Yeah. See, that's missing a lot. I think unless they're educators in those particular areas, there's not a lot of American or Canadian content that gets put out at a time that makes sense to that demographic. So I think we'll work on doing something like that after this first one runs, so we can get all the bugs out and all that good stuff. So you can stay tuned for that. But before the end of the year, I hope. So yeah, but thank you so much to everyone. Like, one of my things, I talk a lot about, or I have been talking a lot about, like, doing all this internal work about reminding little Terry that she is supported, she is safe, she is loved, and so on. And seeing the enthusiasm for the course that I put out yesterday really made a difference to little Terry, but it also made a difference to big Terry. And I had to write a whole thing in my journal, like literally like a whole thing in my journal. Just like saying how it felt, and saying like, and being grateful and showing gratitude for everyone that just like supports me and believes in the things that I talk about and advocate for, and so on. So thank you for being part of that. Even if you didn't sign up for the course, that's totally fine. Just being in this group tells me that you advocate for kind of this like forward movement and progression of the photography industry to move beyond the way that it's always been done. And that means a lot to me, just to have you here doing that. And I appreciate that. So I've been practicing gratitude a lot, and you know what? It makes a huge fucking difference, my friends. I know I talk about it, and I've done it a little bit here and there, but like lately I've been making it a practice to do it in the morning and a practice to do it at night. And let me tell you the difference it has made in everything. Like, I cannot tell you the difference it has made in recognizing that I am thankful for what I have right now. And like, my whole world just is lighter, because I'm like, yes, like the sun, the rain, the smell of the air is beautiful. Like, it sounds like a little hippy dippy, but it makes a big difference. And I write it all down, like the things that I'm thankful for and the things that bring me joy, and the things that don't, but then I try to rewrite in a way that helps me see the other side of it. So if you aren't practicing gratitude, if you're in the course, just an FYI, this is our accountability practice. It makes a big fucking difference to how you see your business. And being online can make you not feel gratitude at all, or not feel grateful at all, because you always think you need to be doing more, having more, striving for more, and so on. And you probably already have everything that you thought you wanted before. So gratitude is a great way to recognize that. All right. Well, that's it for now. I just wanted to come on, give you a little activity that you can try, that if you want to kind of start seeing yourself in a different way and breaking down some belief systems that may be getting in the way of you becoming the person that you want to be and know that you want to be. Please give them a try. Let me know how they go. Of course, it's not going to be just like one time looking in the mirror being like, this is what a wealthy person looks like, and all of a sudden you have $1 billion. No, that's not how it works, but it means showing up every day to just like chip away at those beliefs, geotheory, chip away at those belief systems that we have to see what is actually underlying it, to see what we are actually capable of. And I think that is, that's the coolest thing ever. That's all. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a good day. Happy Wednesday. Oh, one last thing. If you are somebody that bought clothing at the grab bag sale on Sunday, the things have been mailed out. You should receive your parcels, I believe, within, I want to say 2 to 4 weeks. I'll say that because the mail system is a hot mess. Probably before that, but we'll say 2 to 4 weeks, just in case. So if you don't get it before, if you don't get it before the end of the month, let me know. And we have tracking numbers, I think. So Jill has them. She's the one that's in charge of mailing shit out. So yeah, hopefully you'll get some good stuff. And I think that's it. I hope everyone has an amazing day. It looks like it's going to be a mix of sunshine and rain today, which I'm not upset about. This is my ideal weather. I just like that I go outside without a jacket on. Super nice. All right. I'm going to go. Love you lots. Have an amazing day. You are fantastic. And you're doing okay. You're doing the best that you can do with what you have right now. And just know that that is okay. That is enough. And you are amazing. Okay? Bye.